get back into the upper 60s. Tuesday, we're back to the 70s by middle of the week. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Cakes and cookies, toys and gifts.
The Southern Christmas Show, November 13th through 23rd at the Park Expo and Conference Center. Buy tickets at southernChristmasShow.com, courtesy of Kraft Body Scan.
The Southern Christmas Show.
Reimagining care, restoring trust. Discover One Health, where our mission is creating the healthcare we all deserve. One Health provides comprehensive primary care and OBGYN services across the Lake Norman area. Visit our website at onehealthmpc.com to read our story and find a provider.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
I want to see the kind of industries that are opening up.
This is Local Biz Now with Joe Vagnone, where your business matters. Local Biz Now.
You have to determine what is working, what isn't working.
Joe Vagnone is a respected business broker, helping individuals buy and sell businesses. Joe has successfully owned and operated many companies in a variety of industries. This is Local Biz Now. Because your business matters.
Yeah. You are listening to the #1 live talk business show in North Carolina. I am Joe Vagnone, and this is Local Biz Now. We hope to inspire, inform, and entertain you, because that's what we do here at News Talk WSIC. 105.9 FM, 100.7 FM, 1400 AM, and this is where your business matters. If you want to challenge the fact that this is the #1 live business show in North Carolina, let me prove it to you. We've been doing this show over 12 years now. We have well over 968 interviews. Let me say that again. We have interviewed over 968 small business owners and community leaders over the years. We have 791 videos on our YouTube channel. Go to Joe Vagnone Business Broker. Again, Joe Vagnone Business Broker, and you can check out all of those YouTube channels. 791 videos. Please subscribe. We'd like for you to subscribe. And when we finish with the show, we'll be more than happy to send you those shorts as well. We are live on the book, live on the tubes, live on the X. For those of you that do not know Joe Talk, that is YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and the X. And we are also live on the radio as well. Every month we have a co-host. This month we've tried to squeeze out a month and not have a specific co-host. We're trying a new format and see how we can work it out. You actually had a chance to see that last week with David Dowdy. I was told he did an exceptional job by Superstar. Matter of fact, Superstar was suggesting David might have been a little bit better than me. But I know he didn't mean to do that. But he did smile when I asked him last week how David did. So next year, we're going to have less co-hosts and more special hosts into the future. Like every show, Julie, she has been with me over 10 years, is on Facebook, and she'll be monitoring and keeping an eye on things. So if you want to be part of the show, send us a question and answer or just a comment on Facebook. That's WSIC Facebook. We'll be more than happy to get that involved. Again, Julie's been with me well over 10 years because everybody needs a Julie. Now, I'm going to introduce our first guest for the show. You should not, this shouldn't even be a question when I ask this, who is the best person to contact when it comes to franchising? Now, if you have listened to this show at all, you should already know the answer to that, and that is my buddy, Don Clayton. Don Clayton is affiliated with FranServe. He also is a founder of 360 Consulting Group. They specialize in franchise consulting. And some of our top videos on our YouTube channel come from Don talking about franchising. Don, my friend, thank you, buddy, so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Hey, do we got his audio on? Is he good? Good. Don, can you hear me okay, buddy?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, I got you. Thank you, my friend. So I bet you don't even know that you're like a special guest that gets a whole lot of people interested. Did you know that? Did you know that you were special to us?
Well, it's so exciting to always talk to you, Joe, and work with you on a regular basis and all of your lovely people down in the Charlotte metro area. And I'm just thrilled to be here with you today. There's so many exciting things happening right now in the world of franchising. So I really do appreciate you guys having me on today.
So tell everybody what 360 Consulting Group is all about, my friend.
So 360 Consulting Group is an independent consulting firm that is affiliated with the world's largest franchise consulting organization called FranServe. So I'm the Chief Talent Officer at FranServe as well. So I oversee about 600 certified franchise consultants all over the world. What our certified franchise consultants do, Joe, is they partner with all of our franchise brands to help expand and grow those brands domestically and internationally. So we represent about 800 franchises in the world. And so that ranges from anything from alternative healthcare, automotive, all the way down to vending. So about 35 to 40 different categories, from a $10,000 investment all the way up to millions of dollars investment.
So you and I met because every now and then I will run into somebody who realizes they don't want to buy an existing operation. They want to buy a franchise. Even if they want to buy an existing operation, they would like to buy an existing franchise. And we do it, right? But it's not our area of expertise. It's not our specialty, right? We'll sell an individual operation, but what I'll do is send my clients to you because you really do sit down with them, you talk with them, you make sure you have a good understanding of where a good fit in a good industry is. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because that is unique, right? You know, people might look at Joe Vagnone and say, hey, you know, he's a used car salesman, right? He kick the tires, he's gonna sell you whatever he's got. But you're not that. Right, you're right. I mean, you absolutely help them define what their personal interests are and then move them in the direction to take a look at a bunch of different industries. It's why I like sending clients to you. Talk a little bit about that.
So it's very rare that we work with someone that come to us and they have an idea as to what they want to do or invest in. It's very rare that they actually invest in that concept. Because what we do is, and this is completely free of charge to our candidates, but what we do is we take them through an independent assessment. We take them through what we call a RISE assessment. It's our own personal assessment built in-house. It's called Recognizing Innovative, Successful Entrepreneurs, a RISE assessment. And that's just a basic entrepreneurial assessment. And then we look at their demographics, because everybody has different demographics. We look at their lifestyle preferences. Everybody has different lifestyle preferences. And we take all of these things and their family dynamics and so forth. Obviously, we look at their monetary investment level as well. And then we determine several options for them, several categories, different options, different investment levels, different time commitments. You know, some people like to go with semi-absentee. There really is no such thing as semi-absentee. It's really semi-active. Every business it deserves some sort of involvement in it. We work with people, Joe, that come to us that have been laid off or fired, or they've quit their job. They're tired of the rat race. Perhaps they can't find another job after getting laid off after the age of 40. They can't find anything. We have folks that are completely fully employed that come to us looking for a second or a third revenue stream. So it's all over the place, honestly,
right.
Joe.
Let's take a break. We come back. We're going to dig into some actual franchises that you want to give us some information on. You are listening to Local Biz Now, where your business matters. We're talking to Don Clayton. He is the founder of 360 Consulting Group, specializing in franchise consulting. We come back, we're going to give you a list of franchises you really want to consider. We'll be right back. Okay, good. So,
am I rambling too much?
No. You're fine. The only thing I hate is that you can't see me when he can't see me when we're talking, right? So
it needs to be on gallery view.
I know. When I get a 30-second, there's no way for me to tell you other than to say 30-second, right? So I'd say, you're fine. We made it. You understand, I am a skilled amateur at this.
I know, that's fine. I mean, listen, I do many interviews, we're used to being interrupted. You have to interrupt your guests because of time constraints. I get it. So feel free to interrupt anytime.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so
so I've got the franchising economic impact, which will take 10 seconds.
Okay,
and I've
great.
got several brands I'll talk about.
Well, when we come back, you've got something you've never had before, which is like a whole 10 minutes, the entire segment, right?
Unbelievable. Unreal.
What I'm
I
going to
thought
do?
you said you were going to give me an hour.
So when I get the 1 minute signal, I'm going to just simply tell you 1 minute, which will be the end of that segment. Okay.
Yep.
Now, after this segment, your official segment is over. But if you want to hang around for my next guest, who is a marketing expert, you may hang around and have be involved in that conversation if you want to.
Cool, I'd love to. But also, do you have any special sponsors like Burner Cigars that you want me to kind of give a little love to?
Right now, it is Burner Cigars is my. I'm surprised you remember that. Did I say that at the beginning of the show? I thought I forgot to do that.
Yeah, I don't think you did.
No, it's on your screen.
Did I? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but it's also on your screen.
Oh, is it? Okay, great. You know, it used to be Black Powder Coffee because the show was on Friday morning, and then we moved it to Monday afternoon. It took me 6 months to a year to find another sponsor. Yes. Superstar should be out knocking on doors looking for sponsors for me. That's what he should be doing.
You've never called me to be a sponsor.
You're right. You're exactly right.
I can definitely be a sponsor.
You're right. That's not a bad idea.
No, it's not. Don, where are you based? This is Sloan Milliken.
Just south of Raleigh, Sanford.
Okay. I know where Raleigh is, but not Sanford.
But it doesn't matter. He can sell a franchise anywhere in the country.
Yeah. Or
right, that's right.
You a fine man, Superstar. Because if we fire Superstar, he's going to need like a hot dog cart or something. He's going to need something.
Joe, we haven't done a deal in a hot minute. We got to do a deal.
We do. It's been a while, hadn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. You are listening to the #1 live talk business show in North Carolina, coming to you live from Burner Cigar Studio, home of the finest premium cigars and cigar smokers in the world. Great people, premium cigars. Life is good at Burner Cigars, located in Birkdale Village and also in Denver on Highway 16. You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone, where your business matters. And we are talking to a good friend of mine, whether he will admit it or not, Don Clayton. He's the founder of 360 Consulting Group. They specialize in franchise consulting. Don, my friend, as always, buddy, I enjoy talking with you. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
So this is a segment I loved getting you to do. Number one, because you surprise me all the time with different franchises, and people love to hear about it. So let's try and get as many let's try and get to 10. Okay, we've never got to 10, but let's try. Give me your top 10 franchises that you believe are good for the Charlotte metro area.
Yeah, so we do a lot of work. I've helped a lot of your clients in the Charlotte metro area, and there's a lot of really popular brands down there right now. There's very limited territory depending on where you're located, but nonetheless, some of the most we have several consultants down in that market, but some of the most popular brands that are coming down there and industry-wise, one has to do with gravity. Can you guess? As long as there's gravity, we will always have what, Joe?
You've already stumped me.
We will always have floors. We'll have to have something to walk on. And here's the thing I love about Here, you don't have floors in space, okay? So a flooring franchise is not going to go over very well on Mars. But on Earth, floors are always going to be a necessity. The flooring franchise industry is very hot right now.
Did the franchise come up with that, or did you just come up with that on your own?
Oh man, that's an easy one. You just wait till later on. Yeah, that was easy.
Okay.
Listen, the flooring franchises have very gross margins. You can get in for maybe $1.50. But regardless, is that here's the bottom line: as long as there's gravity, there's always going to be floors. And here's what happens with flooring. Joe, when you were growing up in the 1940s,
yes.
When you were growing up in the 19XX. What type of flooring did you have in your house?
To be exact, right.
Okay, what type of flooring did you have?
It was linoleum. It was kind of puffy.
Linoleum. And did you have shag carpet as well?
Oh, yeah, definitely had shag carpet.
Well, how often did your mom want to change the flooring in your house? Maybe once every 6, 7, 10 years? Here's what happens with flooring. You got to walk on something, but the homeowners need to change the flooring every so often because styles change. So that is a very, very cool business model. You get to meet so many different people. You have a showroom. Sometimes it's a mobile showroom. Here's another brand. It's called Hoods, and what they do is they go out, and that restaurants are required legally that they have to clean their grease traps, and they have to clean. And these are just really nasty jobs. It's the whole Dan Rowe type thing. It's just dirty jobs, but somebody has to do it. And along those same lines, the third opportunity is a restoration brand. We have many restoration brands. Accidents happen, things happen, from just a simple flooding in the basement to a crime scene cleanup. And these types of restoration type opportunities, most people don't want to do it. But when you look at the margins and you take our assessment, you start to realize that, this could be a really good business model for someone who has the stomach to the intestinal fortitude, if you will, to overcome those types of situations. And it's a really high profit business. So those are three. Are you ready for the fourth, or do we need to take a break?
Wait a minute. I want to keep up. Number one is flooring. Number two is grease trap and hood cleaning.
Yep.
And number three is restoration companies.
Correct.
Okay. You and I have done some business on restoration companies. It is amazing how successful and profitable those businesses are. And they can be as expansive or as simplistic as the owner wants to make them. I really like that industry.
You're absolutely right. They can grow as much as they want to, or they can stay as small as they want to. It really is dependent upon the owner. But there's always going to be a need for it. But you have to be available 24/7. You have to be on call because accidents happen 24/7. The fourth opportunity is a really good opportunity that a lot of our semi-active investors really enjoy, and that's the vending concept. We have so many really unique, smart vending concepts out there right now that are really almost 100% self-reliant on the technology and AI. So the vending industry is really starting to go towards the whole AI concept. I have one, it's almost like a small convenience store within a vending concept that is completely hands off, and you control other than the inventory, you control everything from the comfort of your own home. And it's really exciting to see the vending category go from where it was in the 1980s and 90s to where it is now today.
So I know what you're talking about as far as there's no more cash involved. People can use debit cards and that sort of stuff, but they still got to go there and fill it up, right?
Yeah, well, let me give you an example of what happens. So what happens is that you go to a particular, this is one of our concepts that we have that's really just taking off right now, but it's an app. It's a vending concept. It's in a location. You download the app on your phone. You select the app. You tell exactly how much money you want to put into that particular vending concept, because on your app, it shows you exactly what's in that vending machine at that location. You select, you link a credit card to the app. You select exactly, that particular location. It's already there for you.
Right.
The door automatically opens. There is a camera in there that shows and scans what you take out. If you take out a product and you decide you don't want it, you want to put it back in, it scans that you've put that product back into the machine. It's only charging you what you take out until you shut the door. And then that's whenever your card gets charged. But you are correct. an investor does have to have an employee or two to go out and restock those machines.
Right. That really has. It's starting to change the world of vending because the health and the health food is becoming so important for these vending companies. They have to have some way to alter their offerings.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, 100%. I was out walking my dog yesterday, and I noticed in my neighborhood that there were multiple pool cleaning franchises out. Pool cleaning is the next top brand right now.
That's surprising to me.
Go ahead. That surprises you? Why is that?
Yeah. Well, that's such a, how do I say it, old school concept.
It is. But what you have is that you have more and more homes being built and more pools being installed, along with spas as well. And so the pool cleaning industry is an industry that is year-round. Unlike a lot of folks think that it's seasonal. It's really not. It is a complete year-round. It's service-based, which I like because that is residual revenue coming in. And it's extremely high profit margins, very little inventory that is needed in that service category. No one likes to go out and service their pools on a year-round basis. So having someone come out and accomplish that task for you is something that is big.
Okay, so we got flooring, grease trap, hood cleaning, restoration company, vending company, and pool cleaning. We got 5. What's number 6?
The number 6? Okay, so what's happening is that what is going on all over North Carolina right now, and in so many parts of America.
I get nervous when I see you setting me up for this. I'm getting nervous.
Well, what's going on? I don't know if it's where you live, but where I live, and a lot of folks that I talk to all over North America, is that you have a lot of these national home builders. We won't call any names, but you have these national home builders that are building all of these homes, these spec homes in these neighborhoods on lots that are like 0.12, 0.15 acres. And they're just building them and they're stacking them right on top of one another. They're doing this because there's a need for space. There's a need for folks to reside when they're moving into the areas like Charlotte and Raleigh and various places. What happens whenever you are living so close to a neighbor? What is one of the biggest needs when you're living so close to people and you want a little bit of privacy?
A big fence.
There you go. Fencing is also
did I step in that?
Really big. Really, some of these are oldies but goodies, and they're never going out of style. As long as they keep building homes, as long as you keep building homes very close to one another, there's always going to be a need for privacy, and you're going to have these fencing franchises that are out there that are doing exceptionally well.
And they do it through these green. I see a lot of fencing that's this. I'm going to call it fake greenery and that sort of stuff. Is that what we're talking about here?
Absolutely. You would not believe the amount of options in fencing. As long as you don't live in an area that is controlled by an HOA or POA, you would be amazed at the type of fencing that you can install in your yard that will blow your neighbors away. Just absolutely blow them away. And the margins for the owner are very, very good.
Oh, that's interesting.
Number 7 is a concept. We have several of these out there, and it's in the real estate category, and it's all about real estate.
We've got 1 minute, buddy.
Okay, yeah, no, this is a category. You've seen the billboards called "We Buy Ugly Houses." Have you ever seen those billboards? That's a brand. They're called Homevestors. That's actually a brand that we represent, and we have others like called We Flip Cheap Houses, things like that. But what they do is they're an educational brand. They teach investors on how to invest in the real estate market, and they don't do any of this slimy stuff like no cash down, right, all that stuff. No, they do it the right way. But they teach investors, you're going to need some cash, you're going to need some money, you're going to need an investment, but here's how you flip, here's how you build them up, flip, and here's how you work the rental market for the best profits.
I knew we were not going to get to 10, but when we come back, I'm going to let you do your last 2, okay? Okay. You are listening to Local Biz Now. You just heard the top 7. You're going to get the last 3 when we come back. Franchise for our area. This is Local Biz Now, where your business matters. We'll be right back. So, Don, when we come back, I'm going to let you do your last three, and then I'm going to introduce our next guest, okay? And you're going to hang around for that, okay? Right?
I am.
Okay.
But when I hang around, can I turn my camera off, but I'm still going to be hanging around, or do you want me to keep my camera on?
No, you keep your camera on, and all you have to do is say, "Hey, Joe, I want to ask a question." Superstar will know. He'll focus the video on you, and then you can ask your question. Okay.
Okay, and then
but you are going to have to jump in because we're not going to know, right? So.
Yeah.
He just raised his hand. He clicked the button.
And feel free to bring me in anytime.
Right. I think he just clicked a button to raise his hand, so that could signal.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
You know what?
So you saw that. So I'll do that if I want to jump in.
Hey, a superstar, but I'll be able to hear him, right? So if he just raises, I can see you. You can't see me, but I can see you. So if you just raise your hand physically, or point, that's it. I got you. Cool. And then we could bring it because I can see you from where I'm at.
Cool.
We got all manner of connectivity in here. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
See now, okay, and let me be clear about something, Don. It's not my fault. I've now officially got this. It's not my fault we can't get to the top 10. It's always your fault because you're always selling. You understand? You're always selling.
But I learned from the best. Who do you think I learned from?
If I gave you 30 minutes, you still would not finish, and I have to get it on the next segment.
Do you realize, when we sold our used car business, you remember that when we sold it?
Yep.
Yeah. I was just kidding. We used to own a used car business, you and me. Can you imagine you and me selling used cars?
I can. We'd be running. We'd be running out together as this. So the poor woman walked in the parking lot.
Exactly. We'd be exactly right.
Hey, the messaging guy over here was taking notes. I was like, some of the setups were really good.
Exactly.
All right. James Sanders, he's another regular on the show. He's feeling for you. He said he predicted because of me, you understand, there's no way you're going to get your 10 in. He predicted before you got started that Joe was not going to let him get to 10.
Well, I'm going to get to 10. I got to 7.
That's right. You got 7. I mean, that's the most you've got in a while. You understand?
Yeah, and you're going to let me finish the 3. How many minutes do I have for the 3?
I got to tell you, hurry, because if I give you minutes, you're going to use double.
Let me just get the 3. Give me 30 seconds. I'll do 3.
Okay. I'm going to give you.
Should we time him?
I'm going to give you 30 seconds each. Okay. So I'm going to give you about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Let me put it this way. You are eating in on Sloan's time. That's what I want you to feel bad. When you get past 2 minutes, you are eating on Sloan's time. Just so you're aware of that.
Okay, now who's Sloan?
He is the guest that you have not met yet.
Oh, okay.
So, my business is brand message coaching. I help people talk about their business in a more clear and effective way.
Oh, very cool.
He's a marketing dude. You'll be able to plug in.
You haven't even mentioned how wonderful it was that Panthers got a victory yesterday.
I didn't even know.
Who had a victory?
Who?
The Panthers. Aren't you in Charlotte?
Oh yeah. The problem is I'm looking at that jug behind you.
Carolina.
And I'm wondering if you guys are ever going to win another big game again. You understand?
It's basketball season. Did you not know it was basketball season?
That's some good deflection right there.
I mean, when you got the best coach in the country of all time and can't have a winning season, it's a problem.
Well, that's debatable. I mean, that whole statement you just made is completely debatable. And when you have the GOAT as a quarterback, then yeah, I mean, if we could get Tom Brady out of retirement, maybe we could win some games. I've never been sold on Bill Belichick ever. I think Chapel Hill was sold a bill of goods.
I not sold on a professional NFL coming down to college unless there's a specific real family reason to do that. So I question that. That's a whole different. Yep. It's two different worlds to teach those kids. Yep. Okay, we ready to go? Do it, superstar. Yeah. This is Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone, and this is the #1 live talk business show in North Carolina where your business matters. We're talking with Don Clayton. He's the founder of 360 Consulting Group, specializing in franchising consulting, and he's given us the top 10 franchises, and I'm going to read the 7, and then he's going to give us the last 3. Flooring, grease trap and hood cleaning, restoration firms, vending, modern-day vending companies, pool cleaning, fence business, that one surprised me, and home buyers. So now I don't want you to spend another hour and a half, but I want you to give us the last 3 because you never seem to have enough time to give me the last 3. I want to hear them.
Okay. So this one is a concept that has really taken off a lot. It's indoor billboards, indoor electronic billboards. And this is in the advertising marketing field. And so indoor marketing billboards, indoor advertising billboards. A lot of these are in doctor's offices, professional buildings, and so forth. But they're starting to and completely remotely controlled on an app. Really unique, very fun concept. This is the next one, number 9, is something that's been around for a long time. It's not going anywhere because it's definitely a need. And anyone who has aging parents knows this. But anything in the senior market, and the one thing I'm speaking of specifically is in-home senior care, whether it be medical or non-medical, in-home senior care. And once upon a time, Joe, there was a moratorium in North Carolina where you could not open a new senior care franchise. They had to crack down on that because there were a lot of, it was a market that was, I wouldn't say saturated, but it was a market that wasn't really looked at very strongly in terms of regulations. But now that's all come back to fruition where now new franchises are coming into the space and taking off and doing very well and doing the senior community a lot of good. Yeah. And number 10 is, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Give it to me.
Number 10 is a concept I know you would not have thought of, and that is artificial turf. We have a brand.
Really?
That absolutely. The founders of this brand have really done a phenomenal job in marketing the brand and getting out there into the communities. Artificial turf is something that is taking off quite heavily with the climate change that's out there right now in various parts of the country. Artificial turf is a way that is taking a lot of homeowners, not just residential, but also commercial, because it's taken the entire maintenance out of the equation. So artificial turf is something that is just stay on alert because you're going to start seeing these artificial turf bans in your community very soon.
Interesting. Don Clayton, 360 Consultant. Don, thank you. Don, can you hang around for the next segment? I'd love to have you hang around for this, buddy.
Yes.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. So our next guest, I know I'm not going to do a good job. Sloan, is it Milken? Did I get that right?
Milliken.
We like to put a spotlight on bold entrepreneurs that shape the community. Today, Sloan is a master at branding. His company is called Brand Message Coaching. He helps businesses craft clear, compelling messages that actually work. And if you feel like your marketing is a gamble, then Clone is the man that can help you turn that into smart investing and create masterful strategies that actually work. Sloan, my friend, thank you so much for being here, buddy. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Joe. Pleasure.
So, Sloan, I went to your website, and I feel like what you do is different, but I couldn't get a handle on why. Walk me through that. So as a brand messaging coach, walk me through exactly what it is that the small business listeners can define you as and see you doing.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And so I do what I do because most businesses think about marketing in a way that doesn't serve their cause. And I realize the irony of what I'm about to say being on a radio show, but I like to compare marketing to a radio tower. And so, Joe, how many people do you think right now, as we're listening, are sitting here thinking about?
They would tell me 21,000 people are listening at any given time.
That's amazing. That's not what I was asking. But how many people are thinking about the fiber optics and the different things that are, and the cameras and the different things that are making this show happen? Probably zero, right?
Oh, I have no idea.
Of the 21,000,
Superstar's in there working.
He is thinking about it, and so, but he's probably the one of the 21,000 people listening that are thinking about that.
So what you're saying is I'm proving your point that I ain't got a clue how to answer that question.
So
that was a trick question.
No, I'm not trying to trick you.
You're trying to trick me.
No, I'm not trying to trick you.
I feel like I'm tricked.
Okay. No, let me explain the analogy. I like to compare marketing to a radio tower. And so most businesses are sitting there thinking about the tower itself. How tall is it? What color am I painting it? What are different channels and dishes and antennas and the different ways I'm getting the words out there. But most businesses are losing their shirt, or at least scared to invest in their marketing, because why does a radio tower exist? It exists to broadcast a message.
Right.
And so when you optimize your message, it makes sense that your business will grow. But a lot of businesses are just broadcasting static. So rather than coming in, focusing on helping a business owner with a specific tactic like SEO or AI optimization or graphic design or whatever, I'm sitting here thinking about helping them figure out the real pain point, which, I'm sure you sit down and talk with a lot of business owners. You go and sit down with a website person or somebody in marketing. Hey, we'll build whatever you want. We'll run your ad here and there. What do you want to say?
Well,
so I help people solve that problem.
Sloan, what I find when I talk to a lot of small business people, that so much has changed on how to get the message out that they no longer understand. I've said this 100 times. A lot of people listen to the show know that they've heard me say this before. Some of my best marketing years ago, I had a bunch of restaurants inside office buildings, right? Some of my best marketing was a flyer that I slid underneath the office door that said, where are you going to go when you want a sloppy Joe, right? And so today I'm asking, what's the flyer and where's the door? And there's so many different options today than there used to be, right? And so all I had to do would be funny and creative content, right? Now, content isn't enough. I really have to be able to reach these people in a way that is much harder than it used to be. That's where you come in.
For sure. And rather than thinking about the tactics, because people come out with different tools and tactics all the time. And so we'll pick on websites for a minute. When somebody lands on your website, you've got 3 to 5 seconds to hook them, to tell them what you do, how you're going to make their lives better, and how to buy. You don't do that, they're gone. And furthermore, then they go and check you out on LinkedIn. Like on average, people are going to try to check out a business in 7 to 8 different channels before they make a buying decision. You've got to have that many touch points.
7 or 8 different channels?
Or touch points. You've got to have a bunch of different touch points. And if what you're saying in those touch points isn't clear and compelling and consistent, people are tuning you out. Or at least you're making them swim upstream to understand where you fit in their story.
Interesting. And so for me, right, I hear a lot of small business people complain because they feel like the client has already judged them before they even had their first meeting. I mean, the days of shaking your hand and looking you in the eye, they're gone. The handshake is the website, right? And the looking in the eye is the content. Do I got that right?
In some ways, yes. In person is actually coming back. And so shaking hands, networking is super valuable. But
Don, we might still have a chance if it's coming back.
But no,
I got a networking franchise. Let's talk about that no, I'm just kidding.
That's right.
In general, though, people make a split-second decision based on your brand, and then 3 to 5 seconds based on what you say. And you've got to hook them that fast.
Let's take a break, and we'll come back.
Great. Sounds good.
You are listening to the founder of Brand Messaging Coaching. He is Sloan and Sloan Milliken. Don't be offended by my lack of being able to say that. Milliken. Don, can you say that? Milliken. Don't forget that.
Oh, yeah, Milliken.
Okay, don't forget that. You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone, where your business matters. We'll be right back.
wasn't thinking I was going to have to coach you on the phonetics of my name. I would have put that in the what I sent you.
Say what?
So this is absolutely hilarious. So when you were trying to ask Joe a question in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and Joe tried to answer it without you finishing the question, your quote, I put it in the chat box. Sloan said, "That's amazing, but that's not what I was asking." and that reminded me of all of my teachers in grade school after they asked me a question. "That's amazing, Donnie, but that's not what I was asking."
I have a question. I don't use it a lot, but I have a statement kind of like that I like to use when I'm talking with a client and they've just got a bad idea. I say, "That's a great idea if you don't want to make money."
Hey, I just real quick, I do have something if you want to slip it in there, because a lot of my franchisees, a lot of the franchisees that we work with, they all have the SEO companies that they work with,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be promoting their Facebook or LinkedIn or website. The issue that a lot of my people that work remotely all over the world, they have issues with SEO because they
Mm-hmm.
can't target in a macro standpoint. They have to target
Mm-hmm.
in a micro standpoint. So I don't know if that's something you could talk about. If you work with clients that work from home and they have clients that are customers from all over the world, how do you do SEO for that? Because that's from a macro standpoint.
Yeah, SEO is tough, and to be honest, that's not my realm of expertise. I'll partner with people on that one.
Oh, I'm glad I asked you that off air then.
I know.
None of your business. Great question, but we don't want to answer that one.
That's an amazing question, but it's not for me.
I need to phone a friend real quick. That's funny.
See, Don, I make this look easy. See, you don't understand it. I just make this look easy. This is challenging work, you know.
I'm just waiting for you and Julie to buy me out so I can move to Charlotte and be your full-time co-host.
There you go.
I don't know when that's going to happen. But
Julie
I've
would
been
like
waiting
that
for
because
15 years.
she's tired of tracking down co-hosts all the time. You understand? All right, 30 seconds. Here we go. Superstar, give it to me. That's the longest 10 seconds of my life. Yeah! You are listening to the #1 live talk business show in North Carolina. We hope to inspire, inform, and entertain you, because that's what we do here at News Talk WSIC. 105.9 FM, 100.7 FM, 1400 AM. I am Joe Vagnone. This is Local Biz Now, and we are speaking with Sloan Milliken. How to do?
You got
it? He is the founder and mastermind behind Brand Message Coaching. Sloan, thank you for being here, buddy. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So we were talking off the air, and I was trying to get this understanding, and Don is still with us, by the way, Don Clayton with 360 Consulting. And both Don and I were trying to get a handle on exactly what it is that you do. Like when do we plug you in? Can you walk me through that?
Mm-hmm. I like to joke that if you use words to sell things, I can help you. And so you can plug me in if you're just starting a business. It's a great time, and I'll say why in a second. It's a great time to start if you're looking to scale. You want to make sure that you talk to somebody like me. What I help people do is figure out the words to say to attract more of your ideal client's attention and ask them and compel them to buy. And so it looks like, for instance, website strategy. It looks like lead generation strategy. It looks like when you go to a trade show, what do you say in your booth? What are the things that you're doing inside your booth to gather names and build credibility, and then develop a relationship that's going to go on from there? It looks like having those talking points that whether you're doing a 30-second commercial or whether you're trying to close a deal, you've got talking points for your brand that are clear and consistent all the way through. So,
right. So when I go to your website, one of the things that keeps coming up is you want to help small businesses with their story, right? Tell me why a story is so important. I've seen it, for example, on Profit TV show, if you've seen that, where he will buy a good story that he can promote into the future. So when I read your website, I kind of get that same feeling, right? You want to help people create this story because you believe that will help them be able to sell the brand or product or service that they're selling. Do I have that right?
Yeah, for sure. And so stories are one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful way to compel people and to hold their attention. It's why when I think there's a stat that researchers figured out that 30% of the time people spend daydreaming, but you can sit in a dark room or watch a Netflix for 2 hours, and not daydream once because you're engaged in a story. And so storytelling is really important, but the biggest thing I help my clients do is make sure they're telling the right one. Everybody's talking about, hey, I need to get my message out there. I need to get my story out there. But really, if you want to be more savvy and make more money, you need to tackle that story from a little bit different angle. And so because your customer is living in their story,
right,
and they are they've got problems, they've got dreams, they've got desires, and they're looking to potentially part with their hard-earned money to do business with somebody like you. And you need the story that meets them in their moment where they're the main character. They're Luke Skywalker, you're Yoda. And
Yoda. You get to be Yoda, Don. Okay.
Yoda.
Yeah, the franchising Yoda.
There you go. You just hit where I want you to go.
Franchise master he is.
Don, get ready. Wipe your brow off. You're going to be the test subject. Okay?
Yeah,
because I want you to describe for us your elevator pitch. Like if I were to introduce you to somebody, what would you say to them? And then we're going to have Sloan critique it and see if we can't improve it. Can we do that?
Yeah, let's do it. That sounds fun.
You ready, Don?
Hey, let's do it. So
Okay.
I love using my words to sell myself versus Joe using his body. But anyway, so basically,
hey, wait a minute. That's not funny. Okay.
no, well, okay. So here's what I say. I'm at a Rotary meeting or I'm at a baseball game. Hey, Don, what do? I'm going to say, you know what? I am in franchise development. I represent hundreds of franchises all across the world. I'm charged with locating investors just like you to open up a franchise unit in your area.
How is that,
elevator
Sloan?
pitch.
How is that, Sloan?
I give him a B.
A B.
Yeah.
I try to because oftentimes people say I'm an accountant, I'm a school teacher, I'm an insurance agent, I'm a realtor, I'm a radio host. And these do not typically elicit further questioning.
True.
When I talk to them about franchise development, most people are very like,
Right.
oh my gosh, like which brands do you represent? Which hot? What's trending right now? And they elicit further questions, and then we get into a dialogue.
Don, I really do believe that. And Sloan, I want you to help him get better at this, but because I'm going to get you to an A instead of a B. But let me just tell you why I agree with what you said. I had a buddy of mine who sold Dunkin' Donuts franchises, and he worked directly with a company, right? And I would see him go into a networking function, and he would just simply say, I help people buy Dunkin' Donuts. And they would just flock to him. Like everybody wanted to know how to buy a Dunkin' Donuts franchise. And I was amazed how the simplicity of that statement just made people flock to him, right? So
because you know why? Because I've never heard anybody in my life say, I help people buy Dunkin' Donuts. Nor has anyone in their life ever heard anything that I just said either.
That's right.
It's different. It's unique. It elicits questions as opposed to saying, oh, I'm a franchise consultant. I mean, that's boring.
Okay.
That's
Now, Sloan's going to help you get to an A instead of a B.
Love it.
Okay. Now, I know you're not used to A's, but we're going to get you to an A, okay? We're going to get you to an A. Okay. Sloan, what can he do to improve that?
All right. So the thing you have going for you, like you just said, is that you are doing something that's interesting. That you open your mouth about it, it's naturally interesting. But like you said,
and I know that because he literally is a top guest on the show. So people love franchising.
Yeah. And so But like you said, if a realtor or a banker or whatever, people just tune you out. And so what I coach my clients to do is that the biggest way to stand out is to own a problem and start with a problem. And so what would be what's one or two or three of the biggest problems you help your clients solve?
People that are, I help. This is good. I like what you're doing.
Mhm.
People that are burned out. People that are burned out to being in the rat race. People that were just laid off. People who can't find their next job. People who are just retired and they find out that they don't want to be retired. They're missing out on being needed in their community.
You know,
I help people.
Don, for you, the way I see it is, or at least from my vantage point, the people that I send you, this is something they've thought about their entire lives. Like they don't know. They don't know what the industry is. That's what they need you for. But when they go to him, it's like the dream of being self-employed, getting up in the morning and doing what they want to do is what attracts them to Don.
Right. I help dreams come true.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I even wonder if you start with a question because you say, hey, have you ever wanted to own your own business? Or you know how a lot of people want to own their own business but don't even know where to start? I'm a franchise coach and consultant. I help people do that. Like,
I love it.
Oh, that's interesting. The way he turned that. He could be a master, Don.
Checks in the mail, Sloan.
Awesome.
You can't afford him, Don. We got to sell a few things, Don.
I don't like B's though, because B's sting. So I got to get an A.
That's right. Okay, so he's suggesting.
You just got an A for that dad joke, by the way.
Say what?
You got an A for that dad joke, by the way.
Oh, you got an A for that. Nice. Okay.
I got plenty of dad jokes.
So I wanted to do that exercise because, number one, what I heard Don say is, hey, thanks, I might use that, right? Like, in other words, in that less than 2 minutes, we helped him open his mind to what it is that, in fact, might be intriguing to potential clients, right? That's what I wanted people to see or hear from that. So, and as a coach, that's what you'll do, right? You'll sort of open them up to, in fact, and you do that also with the content, right? So you could do that same thing with the content, whether it's text messaging and websites, whatever it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I joked, if you use words to sell things, I can help you.
You got a joke.
No, I said earlier, like, if you use words to sell things, I can help you.
I was going to say, Don, I thought he was getting ready to give me a joke, and I said, don't try and be Don. Don't do that. Don just makes that joke look easy to do. So walk me through, because now that AI is involved, I just don't need you anymore. You understand? I used to have to ask Julie for everything that I wrote before, and I used to ask my wife to review it for Julie for content, and my wife to make sure the grammar was right. You know what I told both those ladies? They're obsolete. I don't need them anymore. I got the Terminator now. So what do you say to that? He's hesitating, Don.
How do you decide what AI needs to say for you in the first place?
Right. So the content the question that I ask will determine what comes back to me.
It will. And so it's only as good as your outputs, and it's also only as good as everything everybody else has ever said on the internet.
Right. And that's why you just hit on something. That's why I like the Terminator, because it always comes back with what I'm asking. So it knows what I want to hear.
It does.
He could be a genius, Don. He could be a genius.
Could be.
Or I'm crazy.
But if you're wanting to say something new, or if you're not wanting to sound robotic, and if you're wanting to stand up in a networking event and say something that's clear and compelling,
right,
you need what I do, because I'll help you figure out that strategy and those sound bites.
Sloan is a mastermind behind brand messaging coaching. Give him a call. How can they reach you, my friend?
You can reach out. The best way to reach out to me is through my website, brandmessagecoaching.com. Again, that's brandmessagecoaching.com. If you're local to Lake Norman or Charlotte, and even if you're not, I do a monthly workshop. You go on the website, you'll see workshop in the upper right-hand corner. It's free. Would love to have you. It's called Use the Power of Story to Grow Your Business. And that'd be a great way to connect and learn more about how to tell a better story.
Sloan is a mastermind. Brand message coaching. Thank you, my friend, for being here. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone, and I'm here with Don Clayton and Sloan Milliken.
Milliken.
One of these days, I might get that, Don. Why do you got to laugh at me about that, Don?
It's just funny.
This is Local Biz Now, where your business matters and Joe can't read. We'll see you next week.